5, 4, 3, 2.
Alright, I'll review your VOD. Take a look and see what problem you're having. Sorry, I'm all tabbing in. Alright. Okay, so just from the get-go here, let's see what I want to see what happens to that soldier. Oh, I went a little too far. Up there was an okay spot. Ryan's can hold here too. It's not entirely wrong. I think it's all about perspective, and probably in your case.
Stop the payload.
I'm gonna have to shoot you down. Time to raise my APM.
Bye.
If you want to know what you're doing wrong there in that particular situation is you weren't shielding anything. Like, you were just holding that corner, but you're not protecting anyone. Like, no, like, they have like a Ashe, right? Ashe is down in front, so she's not like pressuring an angle like up here where she'd be like shooting at you. So you're like holding this corner with your shield out,
Ready for battle.
doing nothing.
2, 1.
Your soldier's trying to get an angle, so you were good for a second there, but then you like move away, and then you're like, why would I peek out here? You're not actually taking any. Your shield doesn't actually do anything if it's not taking damage, right? So you want to be, if you have your shield up and you're not like just trying to look around a corner, you should be taking, it's okay to like let things hit it. You know, sure, you'll eventually have to retreat, but the idea isn't that you preserve it. Then your Mercy goes to res. How does she die here? You don't have the shield up. But even then, to see how you've become... After you lost that soldier, you had lost your positional advantage here. And then, like, Junkrat's up here with a Mercy. And they're just shooting over you. Like, effectively, no... You're not doing anything. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you've now... Like, all you're doing is feeding your Ana health, but you're about to die because... You see how close you are to the enemy team versus how close you are to your team? Yeah, your team's got a little bit more range on them, but your D.Va's not even helping you. Like, so I would say that the main thing here is that you just haven't recognized that your team is at the disadvantage, especially with one less healer. And you like process that information in time, because yeah, obviously they can't save you. I would just say you gotta look at the changing game state and go from there. You can't depend on people in gold, but you can certainly maximize your way of living. Sensitivity feels a little high, but maybe that's just me. See, your soldier, like, if your soldier's standing next to like that, it's okay for you to like move forward a little bit, yeah. He wants you, like, your soldier's asking you to pressure, and you're like, you have 1400 shield and you're not using it to like push. That's so risky. Even though it kind of did, okay, it's not gonna work out. You're actually probably gonna die here. Barely. I cannot believe you're alive. I was just talking about this series of events. So, like, even though it looks like, it feels like a crouching tiger, hidden dragon, to like, oh, haha, I go in here. No Reinhardt, like, higher level Reinhardt is ever gonna just be like, I saw him go in there, and I'm just gonna move into this area without, like, the intent to, like, countercharge you. And with a comp like theirs, they're all out here. So, yeah. It's like, even though your teammates are putting some pressure on, This could have gone so much worse for you. Like, you could just get melted here, but that doesn't end up happening, thankfully. But, so like, I think the problem is that you're now in their space again, and like, even though you're in their space, you've kind of, these two are gonna like, your soldier and diva have now been separated, and like, your Mercy can't boost your Pharah because she's like trying to help you in the pickle that you've gotten yourself into. Where's your Anna? I mean, thankfully your Anna had a good angle too, but I would say that a lot of the time that would end poorly, especially if their comp had like an Anna or something. And I need to boost you. And going behind that Reinhardt was a mistake. I think that was a really good shatter on his part. It countered your nano and shut you down. You don't have no supports out here. Your soldier, you have to shatter, but you're not gonna shatter this Reinhardt. I didn't think so.
Enemy contact.
Might have been worth the risk, but there were 3. It would have been 3v2. I don't know. Judging by how your comment goes, I'm guessing this probably gets blocked and then you switch. But we'll see what happens.
I'm taking care of
You're asking what's wrong is I think you're just not
performance level.
playing angles more, and I think you just don't know what your role in the team is. Yeah, just why are you going to, oh my god. That was not it. Yeah. I think that you had already made up your mind to switch. But
This is not
looks like it. Looks like you're switching Orisa. Okay.
My primary consent.
Yeah, I think with the Ryan, I think you're when you're playing Reinhardt, it's okay to just play the game a little bit slower. Like jumping in there and shattering is, well, it's just not ideal. This team fight hasn't started. You have to remember, especially when you're on like defense, is like the prerogative to win a fight so that they can push the cart is on the attacking team. The defense team wants to create less openings for the attacking team to push their cart forward. So essentially the idea is that, and the general concept is that you want to hold off as long as possible until the enemy team is like, okay, we either have to use an ultimate or we have to get like a significant pick to begin pressuring the objective. So when you jump in on defense and you jump and you try to shatter the, enemy team for like, I don't know what that was. Like, it was your idea of a big play, maybe? I'm not sure. But when you do that, now the enemy team is like, okay, well, now we're going to kill this Reinhardt. And now we have our 5v6 and we don't really need ultimates for it because gave him himself for free and he used his ult. So I think both of those things, I feel like that was just overall bad decision making. I know it's like you don't want to hear about being a shield bot, but in this situation, when the fight hasn't really actually started yet, that's fine. Like, be up here and just let your soldier shoot down. He's shown that he is like aggressive, and he's shown that like he can get stuff done, especially in that like last he was getting picks. So it's okay to support him and like make his life easier. And then if you're supporting him, that allows him maybe like and you're not like taking as much damage that App can deal with it. Mercy can move on to like damage boosting the soldier or helping this Pharah, or just like, you know how you have like your teammate has a diva bomb, you know, they're gonna ideally want to use it in the area when they can or like on the cart. So it's okay to like hold here and then like rotate down as they have to come around, because let's talk a matter of angles, right? So your team at this moment can only see Reinhardt, Zarya, and Moira. The soldier can see their entire enemy team, but at the same time, they can only see him. So like that's why your shield would be valuable here, is because they are going to probably only have one target to shoot at while they're pushing cart. Reinhardt wants to fight. He's going to either have to come up the stairs, which you can meet him at, and that would put him at a huge disadvantage because that means his supports have to go together. And this is what we call about like control of the map. That's a little more complicated. Maybe I'll just save that for later. But or he has to come through here, which then makes him a huge target for all of your teammates. And even worse is that while he's coming through here, your soldier's free to just shoot down on him. Like, him going here and getting this space is pretty much worthless to them because you guys are all on the high ground, which means until he either goes this way and climbs up or goes this way, which are all, this is the only one that's kind of even reasonable and it's still risky, makes it really hard. But when you jump down, you lose your entire advantage when you jumped down to do whatever that was, your like little I'm gonna shatter everyone strategy. Like they see you do this and then they're like when they see you jump down, you see how they like instinctively moved back because they're like, oh, he's probably like gonna do something ridiculous. A good BAP would have just jumped right over that, but your diva jumped in to save you, and now she can't live. Even though you've created some good space for the soldier to exist, I feel overall your teammates did less, because now, as the cart pushes forward, now they don't have the strength to fight off the Reinhardt and get picked. Like, now you guys are kind of isolated. BAP can't even help his soldier. I don't even know where. Mercy is still helping soldier, it looks like, but that's okay. Diva's just Diva. You can't depend on them to do their jobs, so we just talk about the things that you should do. Yeah, like, oh, like your soldier's still getting picked. So like, in terms of like, at this level, recognizing the person who's probably going to carry your team and helping them make their life easier is always a good thing. You guys just, yeah, you just burn resources for no reason. That's my main complaint. You don't have a lamp. Now you don't have Diva Bomb. Now you don't have windows. Could do some good shift, but look at that. You see what I mean? Like that soldier got like all those picks. Yeah, it's definitely your team's carry. You did okay there. I think not noticing the soldier behind you is kind of. I think it might have held a little too close, but that fight ended up going in your favor. No, just stay up the high ground. Okay, you don't have to hold down here. Ah, the good old, I'm gonna go main. Don't shoot that shield, it's a waste of time. Oh, go around the corner to supercharge. Supercharge.
Get in here.
I admire your efficacy.
Rocket barrage incoming. Fortifying defenses. For your own safety, get behind the barrier.
I just don't understand. You're like, I don't understand this position a little bit. I think it'd be better if you just went high ground and you were just up there. Like, you're just, now you have to like look up there because you're like conscientious about it. Supercharge right now. This rotation was really, okay, so.
Requesting healing.
Tactical visor activated.
For your own safety, get behind 10 seconds.
Alright, yeah. So this was a really, okay, so you should see, I think you need to see this. I don't think you think enough about where you should be standing. But let's talk about this little event that occurs. Your Moira is right here. She's here with you. You guys, since you weren't holding the high ground, Ash is taking it because no one else is using it. And they are now at the choke under bridge. This would have been fine maybe if you guys had gone this way and rotated straight back, or like maybe this way. But when you decide to cut across, I'm looking to see who your healer was. It's a Bap. Yeah, Bap's not even close, right? So they're like kind of like, oh, we're gonna fight a little bit. But Moira is over here. And you run away, like you tuck yourself into a corner because you're like, oh, they're all pushing in on me. You technically had the 4 of you. It would have been better like before that. You want to usually use supercharger preemptively to like gain an advantage, but you would separate. Like your Moira had coalescence, so like if you had stayed out here or gone with her in this direction, it would have been a lot better. Now she has no choice but to use it like offensively because you're not there contributing. So like she's basically wasting time. Your soldier took the high ground. Like when you pulled back here, you could have walked up here and you could have helped soldier. Instead, you chose. You're like, oh, I need healing. I'm like, bro, your healing is out here on the cart, and your other healer is still coming back from spawn. So if you had gone up here and helped him, then he probably could have used that visor to more effectiveness. I think he just didn't know where to be at that point. And like you jumping out here and shooting the shield and the soldier is just not it's just not effective.
Overtime. I'm still new at this.
Welcome to the scrapyard.
Your supercharger makes your team stronger, right? It doesn't have to make all 6 people stronger though.
For your safety.
It's okay if it just makes you and the Moira, like your Moira with the supercharger coalescing, or your soldier using his visor with your supercharger, are both also really good things. This is not a spot to hold. Let me tell you why. Because this is what happens. They come above you, they've cut around, you saw them go around this way, and now Mercy is going to make this person's life hell. And yeah, so like you're holding there and they're gonna rain hell down on you. So like they're killing, so you know, I'm sure you've heard this like make space like quote before, but like when you are playing main tank, your role is kind of to make space, and you being up here is not space making, because like none of the space is valuable behind you because they are already on the high ground and they're just shooting down at your teammates, and you're not even helping. Like you can't help them in any meaningful way. What you want to do is usually come up to the high ground here, either by jumping on this. I think you can jump up here. I don't know if Arisa makes that jump, but you can climb up this and then be over here, or you need to control a space that you know the enemy is not going to flank you easily, like over here, because then you can see them coming and you can try to like vault them off, or you can hold close here, which means that like if you're here, then you can shoot at the enemies, you can retreat to your side, and then you can see them coming over the top if it's become too much. But when you're just standing out underneath this area, you can't help them, and they're just taking LMAO. You can go around that corner. Okay.
Nerf this.
Also, a recent diva is not really a great combination, but that's okay. Wow, she literally dropped the bomb on top of your diva.
Indicate high probability of
Holy moly.
Understood.
barrier activated.
I think you really put your supercharger in that corner.
10 seconds remaining.
Use it.
Cease your resistance.
Overtime.
Okay, so a couple things, or I guess really one minor thing. You want to, when you're using supercharger in this kind of scenario, the ideal place for it is either like here in this corner or like over here, so that way when you step out, and might I add is that you probably should have held this spot more. Walking out onto the car like that was like really not ideal. Like it's just not, just wasn't good. You want to approach around this way when you come out into the cart, not necessarily this way is more of like a desperate, like we need to get here right now because it's about the cap. This way is like a safer, less people are going to see me as I come around, and if I put the supercharger here, it can see more of probably what's going to be the battlefield for the cart, and I can put a shield here like in this area. Like, okay, maybe you want to be a little farther so you can contest, right? But you could put it here and you could have like dealt with this soldier that was being slept, or you could force the enemy main tank to come to you, which Orisa's really good at holding space. She's really not as good about taking space. But you don't want to put your supercharger out here, and that should be obvious. Because you put it out here, and now nothing can defend it from the enemy. Look how far your supercharger reaches. Look at this range. It's long. It does not need to be directly behind you to be effective. So you could literally put it like back here. It could have been like here, and it'd still reach you. This thing reaches really, it has a huge range. So it's okay to like have it be a distance, but that soldier got slept and now no one's dealing with him, and he's just woken up behind you guys. So what's he gonna do? He's gonna shoot that dumb, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna get that supercharger gone. And you're just out here holding this like no man's, like you can trust you a little bit to like kind of touch cart while you like try to like sustain the like control the situation. Now both supports are turning the deal with this guy, and they're all going to see that, and they're just going to push in.
Helden sterben nicht.
Yeah. I don't even think you can get back to this fight. Yeah, I didn't think so.
Round 1 complete.
Yeah. So, I think you try to hold main too much. I think you need to really exploit things like high ground and
Ready for battle.
not go main. Like, you don't have to sit on cart, you know. Okay, so your other take was like, you know what, I'll ride.
3, 2.
So we're Ryan Zarya now. Interesting. This is usually not the considered optimal. That bubble was pretty mediocre. Ryan's got a shield body. Hey, but see, like, you know, see how he's like.
Go, help me.
down. Watch yourself.
Get in there. Barrier activated.
You're fully hit.
Alright. It feels like you're a little lost when you're playing. If you don't mind my mentioning it. When you're Zarya, that bubble management was pretty weak. Usually a good habit is to look at what your teammates or like your opponents is running and decide what things it is that you need to look out for to prevent catastrophic team failure. Now, this is a nice comp because there's no like Roadhog, there's not really any CC to be aware of other than like an AoE firebomb, and like charge, like, so if you see your Reinhardt getting pinned, maybe, you bubble him. If you see your Genji going in, you can bubble him to stop him from being like one tapped or like missiled. Those are usually the things you want to block with your shield or with your bubble. I don't think when you walk down here to the cart, I feel like you guys have like just no plan to deal with this. Like, you have to go up there. Like, either Genji walks up there and tries to like solo them off of the top, or you like go wide, go up the stairs that are over here, or you go short and you go up the stairs here. Like, to progress into any of these like more dangerous areas, you have to consider getting them out of this area. And like, you can do that by like coming over here and then shooting at them. You can come around and shoot at them. You can go around back. That's really risky because none of your healers can't see you there. But you can't just walk this main. Like, especially with the Rein Zarya. I mean, other than you're going against their Rein Zarya. But you don't really want to just butt heads with them. That's like, that favors them, especially with the setup. Let's go back to you.
Nanoboost is ready to deploy. Get in there.
Nice block. Oh, almost got the counter shatter off, but did not.
You're powered up. Get in there. My strength.
Oh, you woke up that Bob. Dude, your Anna made a huge play there. And then you nullified it. Hit my waking Bob up. Okay, that worked out. I would say in that instance when that Bob was out, all I'll say is that you can probably just have gone
The payload
like
has reached
around the corner here, or like maybe this way. That would have been fine. And yeah, don't wake up sweeping Bobs. And that's what I meant, was like, it just seemed like you got the nano and you were like, I gotta shoot the first target I see, and you're just like fixated on that. So you just immediately pulled it, started shooting the Bob, even though Bob is like, even if you have the nano, there's pretty much no reason to try to kill that Bob. Just leave him. Just get out of his sight and just like wait for the fight to continue. Good retreat here. Good punish with the Rhine. Grab. Nice. Lamp first. Lamp first. Lamp first. Lamp. Always shoot the lamp first. Lamp first. I don't know if you can say anything else. You guys still win this fight, that's good, but lamp first. Always shoot the lamp. Don't care about anyone who's running away unless they're literally all not in it anymore. But the chances are is you could have killed that and the lamp wouldn't have saved them. But as long as it was there, you were fighting to do nothing. It's risky, but
I am moving the payload. Fall in between.
I don't know why they lamped there. Lamp is a 30-second cooldown, so especially when you see that, it's a really good time to consider. Oh, see, this is much okay. Your bubbles are much nice. That was a nice bubble, and you have relatively good. You have okay energy. I'd like to see it a little higher, but so this is one of those. So this is a thing that some Zaryas I've noticed get stuck on. I'm gonna show you here another tip. Yeah, the damage was kind of scary. So, you're like, I gotta use my bubble, right? But if you're in a grab, and you're in a grab with your Reinhardt, chances are you're not going to be taking any more damage. So you see how that bubble is not really going to help you anymore. But grab is not a good enough reason to use your bubbles right away. You want to save them, and the reason is because you just instantly pop it on your Rein, even though he's got a fully charged shield. Like, he is going to be taking more damage. But the real damage is right here. This damage is coming, and you've already used both bubbles, and they're not going to last till when the pyre shows up. You've already used window, or you already used lamp, so nothing can save you guys. So you usually, unless you like, you use. It looks like you use the bubble in response to like the low health notification. The low health notification occurs when you're at about half health. It's like half or like 35%. I'm not entirely sure. But you heard that, so you popped it, and I think you just popped it too early. You want to save your bubble for like what the real danger is. So, especially in this comp, it's just like it's Junkrat. It's really Junk. Yeah, he hit you with a nade, and that like broke his shield, so it can be pretty concerning. But your Reinhardt, when he died, he still had about 400 shield after like it probably took 500 from the tire though. Let's see. Okay. This guy's shield botting the cart is so weird. Yeah, see, he had like a full shield. He used both your bubbles, and you didn't have them anymore. So yeah, that's just something you want to multi-process. It's like, do they need the bubble right this instant? Is the grab gonna actually kill them, or is it going to be is the grab actually going to kill them, or is it going to not be as effective? Until like you got to think about what the real damage is. Does your Rein just jump off the top rope and shatter? Up with that boy.
Double kill. Do you even live? Go. Is that all you've got? I'm unyielding.
My ultimate is ready.
My ultimate is ready.
It's okay if you hide. Also, just throwing it out there. Like if you just hung out here for a little bit, and or like, you know, in this area, and just kind of like waited and seed, because chances are, especially at this level, they're just gonna run down main. So you could like wait there preemptively. You already have grab, so other than keeping your shield, your charge up, running out here and shooting at the enemy doesn't really do anything but increase their. You have to realize at a certain point that things you do are helping the other team. Like, yeah, sure, both their supports already have ult. That doesn't matter, but
Let them
what in the fuck? Lamp off. Nice. You guys didn't finish the lamp off. Oh, you walked in front of a. Is that a window visor? Oh, I just like lost my spot. I got weight loss. This is you guys getting melted here. Oh, it isn't. This is when you pushed out. You guys walked out in front of this. Yeah, you did start that fight in front of a window. That's unfortunate. That is unlucky.
Team kill.
Der Kampf ist noch nicht vorbei.
Well, I hope that's a valuable lesson.
Reaper here.
I am not a good loser.
Okay, so you no longer have any long range damage.
Bring it.
Get in here.
Get in there.
Get inside.
You can't just leave that soldier up there. I understand that, like, you're like, oh, it's kind of not my job, but it kind of is your job. Like, you basically gave your BAP no choice but to go up there and fight him because no one else is gonna do this. The four of you can't just go main and just pretend like he's not up here doing this. Look at this guy. He's like, Mercy, come up here. They're not even challenging me. We're gonna just go fight main. And you're like, I can't reach up there. I can't hit him. Guess I'll just go back to spawn. No, walk up here and kick his ass. You know, that's what I'm saying. It's like you can't, especially at these ranks, you can't just expect someone else to do it. Oh, you're switching, actually. You're just like, I'm not even going to play her.
I'm going to win.
Diva. I'm less trained in Diva overall, but I think I can still probably help you with your general decision making here. Okay, well, you were like, okay, I'm gonna get high ground. You chase down the Mercy, I like it. Oh, nice. See that your team lost their fight, so
Time to raise my APM.
you can kill that Zarya.
Need healing.
Kill that Zarya. Dude, bro, your healers are dead. They're at spawn. Just shoot the enemy.
Where does it hurt?
60 seconds remaining.
Defense matrix activated.
Save your defense matrix for when you jump that soldier. Okay, you didn't even make it there.
Routing tower forward barrier.
30 seconds.
From my understanding, you went Diva to help deal with the soldier situation. So you should reasonably expect that the soldier is going to
Fully operational.
you save your defense matrix for that, you know, rather than whatever else you used it for. But you have a lot of bad choices to make because how do you guys win this?
For a price.
Taking off. MVP. Diva. Nerf this. I still love you.
That was so incredibly risky. It should not have paid off. That's only something that would happen in gold. So the fucking Mercy Junkrat would walk right into the bomb or into the crumple. That's amazing.
Round 2.
I'd say probably we shouldn't. You target the squishies is usually a better idea first. But
Score
I think you guys were fine.
2-3. Switching sides. Initiating match.
That Junkrat, if he had been even halfway decent, would have just sent one concussion mine at you and blown you up. You would have been just dust. I don't know why he ignored you there. Maybe he just didn't, maybe he was reloading. I'm not sure. Anyway, let's finish the VOD.
Battle.
We're almost there.
Ready for battle. 5, 4.
I'm sorry if I ramble a little bit. I have ADD, so I just kind of,
Incoming.
I will trail off subject. But
Stop.
if you have questions, feel free to ask. I'm always happy to answer them.
Get into position.
Taking off.
Behind you.
APM need healing.
30 seconds remaining.
Get through this. No.
I think your sensitivity is just a little too high, if I had an opinion. I think it causes your aim to be just a little too shaky.
30 seconds remaining.
Let's slow down here for a moment so I can show you what I mean. Like, you're tracking her pretty good. Like, your brain is working functionally at some level. But I see you making so many micro adjustments to, like, try to stay on your target. Look, down. You're like, up. And then here, this is where it got me. You literally can't bring your mouse over her. You were trying to move your mouse as little as possible, and you still can't hit her. Like, I think your sensitivity is a little too high. For your own good. Maybe on a controller, I don't know.
10
But
seconds
I don't think so.
remaining.
I should slam my desk. I don't really know if there's much else we need to learn from this spot. You said that you need to learn about Diva, but I think really with Diva, I think you just kind of got a little too focused on trying to deal with the Pharah and Mercy there, that you didn't help your teammates with any of the other problems.
Heroes never die.
Think about it this way. While Diva is good against like Pharah and Mercy in terms of blocking incoming damage, she's not really good at pursuing them. So in that first fight, you kind of were so focused on them that you kind of like weren't helping with the rest of the team. And if you just think about the tank duo expression, right? It's just that like those two tanks are working together, Ryan Zarya. Ryan Diva, if you were helping your Ryan, would be different, but you're not really helping him. You're trying to offset Pharah Mercy, which is like indirectly helping him. So technically he's in a 1v2 because you're off doing something else. Even though it helps like the better of the team, micro-wise, it's kind of detrimental. But macro-wise can be efficient if you get the pick. But at the same time, Izusa, it's really hard to go up there and get Pharah because you have to burn all your resources. You have to burn Defense Matrix. You have to burn the Jet Booster just to get up there and like maybe not kill that Pharah. You know, it's like she's escaped your clutches both times. So yeah, I would say that you should maybe focus more on the problems you can deal with, which is like the soldier who's like mag dumping your healers or your Pharah, you know. He's a bigger target because his damage is easier to figure out, whereas Pharah is gonna like just go around you and kind of deny that space, so on and so forth. Yeah. Pick the right target, nice. Now that soldier, not the Reinhardt. You should have just
Double, triple, quadruple kill.
good bomb. When he visors though, just hold it on him. Just hold Defense Matrix on him as long as you can.
Score.
There's other than that Pharah, there's literally no reason for you to save it. You know, at that point you're at that stage of the fight. Just use the entire Defense Matrix because you could have saved your Pharah. And even though you're on defense, I understand that, but it's like if the role was reversed and you were on offense, saving your Pharah there means maybe like actually, you know, like not just winning that fight via the bomb and because you had to use bomb and the other visor to help secure that fight. But if you would have had Pharaoh alive, then you maybe would have been less incentivized to use bomb, and like you would have saved it for the next fight after. Kind of just have to scale what you think the last fight's gonna be. But if it's like what you want to go longer, it's like you want to save those ults. But
Attackers
obviously on
incoming
defense
in
over time,
30
you've killed I think
seconds.
both supports. Yeah, it's
Think you can keep
so
up with me?
burn all your resources, baby. I think you can get more value out of defense matrix. Is what I'm trying to get at. We'll see what happens here. Looks like they jumped off of the. Both teams decided they didn't want to go the Pharaoh route.
3, 2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Time to raise my APM.
Escort the payload.
A Rhine monkey. I'll just suggest this also. It's kind of like how. Oh, you know what? I just realized I left the audio of the game like max, so this has probably been really loud throughout. I apologize. Maybe I won't even upload this. Maybe I won't save this video. Why can I not do anything with OBS? Hello? OBS, have you crashed on me? Is everything okay? OBS Doko. I apologize. I should have turned this game down. I'm debating re-recording it. Anyway. It's okay to do like ball like maneuvers where it's like fly up here, just run into people and then just like come back to your team. You'll get boost damage, which is like you won't boop into them. They like move around and maybe they fall off. Maybe you get some extra points into your charge. It's okay to do that. Good response to the monkey. Unfortunate your soldier died, or your Reinhardt died, but I'll take a listen before I post the link and. Nice. Mercy. Good, you're on the right side of the cart. Bomb is okay. No. Yeah, well, it did kind of jump down in front of that turret.
Team victory.
Yeah. I'd say your bomb going straight up there maybe wasn't the most ideal, but I think overall you did this situation pretty okay. I think the Torb was just a good pick against you guys. So I know it's hard to like see what the rest of what's going on, but I would have thrown it downrange, or at least on top of the car here. Another good thing, honestly. I would maybe saved it a little bit longer. But you recognize the soldier problem. You went up and you dealt with him. I want to see what happens. Oh, that's what happens. You guys get shattered, yeah. And you're gets dived into that turret. Unlucky. Well, next time. But yeah, I think overall, I would say if you want to look for one main thing between all the tanks that I noticed, I feel like it's like your positioning, pre-fight, and I think you just stay on the low ground too much. Like actively seek out the high ground more often, and in between fights, don't just go low ground and use corners more effective. Use more natural cover because I feel like a lot of these things start or end because of like the way you guys interact with the field. That's just usually how it is at these metal ranks, is that people are just they just realize they're out of someone else is out of position and then they just go for it. So I think you held on to supercharger a little bit too long. Your grabs are pretty good. Even though they didn't work out either time. That's just because if you decide to use Grav as an initiator, then you just have to accept, especially if they have a BAP, that he's just always going to have Lamp for it. Like until you bait out Lamp, and that's what I was going to say. The other thing is, I think you need to work on considering what the enemy is going to do to you, like recognizing things like win conditions is what I mean here. It's like recognizing that. It's like, what problem should I need to solve that's like coming up? Like when you guys got grabbed and the Junkrat had the tire, you just panic bubbled because you guys were in a grab. You didn't. Then that's usually like that's a reactionary kind of bubble, which isn't necessarily bad because it's like built on the premise that like you're about to take a lot of damage because you can't move. But you need to start thinking about like when is that damage coming, or like how is it coming? Because if you had thought about it and realized that like the main damage, like that your Rhine was going to be able to block most of it because they weren't like right on top of you, so like you could block it from that angle, but you could hear the Junkrat all like winding up to come get you, then it's like, okay, I just need to wait a couple seconds or like wait a second or so before I pop the bubble, so that way the bubble's are ready when the tire gets here. And then eventually that meta shifts back into Junkrat's favor because then he's like, okay, well, I won't pop the tire right away, or I'll only pop the tire if I see Zarya's already used her bubbles, and then, the game gets more complicated. But yeah, I just don't think like your superchargement placement was really bad. You kind of just put it out in the open. And there was like no plan after that. It's just like, I'm going to use the supercharger and I'm just going to hope it turns this fight around. Not like where I should put the supercharger or like where I should be. I think if positioning is still mainly like on the line that like the game draws for like where the cart's going to go. Because that's where I found you most times. Where it's like you could be keeping an advantageous position on high ground and controlling the map that way, which is usually at the behest of the defense, because the map's like layout usually favors the defense positioning rather than the offenses, because the offense realistically just has to be on the cart because they have to push it forward. But you want to deny them that high ground, so making the cart push harder and making them burn resources to earn more things is always a good thing. Okay. I'll check the audio of the video. If it's really bad, I probably won't upload it, but if it is, I'm just going to link it anyway. Or if it isn't, I'll just link it anyway. Alright, cool. I think that's enough of this VOD.